A lot has happened since the last time I talked about NewJeans. Well, now NJZ. But now the most important battle between NJZ and ADOR is happening, as now they need to present their evidence and statements at the court. So let's talk about it. On March 7th KST, representatives of the entertainment label ADOR and representatives of the girl group NewJeans, now NJZ, including members Minji, Hanni, Danielle, Hee-jin, and Hee-jin, appeared at a court hearing held at the Seoul Central District Court. Even though the girls were not obliged to appear in person, showing their strong will to express their opinions to ADOR in person alongside their legal representatives. The hearing involves the injunction request filed by ADOR in January of this year, requesting the verification of its status as the management label of NJZ and also requesting a ban preventing the members of NJZ from signing independent advertisement contracts. On this day, the legal representatives of both sides presented their cases in front of the 50th Civil Division of the Seoul Central District Court. First, ADOR's side stated, the success of NewJeans cannot be explained solely by the talents and the efforts of the group's members. Behind their success is the effort of approximately 50 employees at ADOR, including stylists, music and video producers, choreographers, managers, etc., who devoted themselves to nurturing these artists since they were trainees. Also key to the group's success was the full-fledged support of the plaintiff, ADOR. In total, ADOR received an investment of 21 billion KRW, $15 million from HYBE labels during the launch of NewJeans. It was an unprecedented amount. Thanks to this investment, ADOR committed 10 billion KRW alone to the group's debut promotions and marketing, which included the development and launch of a fan platform exclusively for NewJeans and their fans. The label's side continued, NewJeans also took advantage of various intangible assets available to them through their association with HYBE labels. Prior to their debut, NewJeans appeared in BTS's music video. Their songs received continued promotions through challenges filmed with HYBE label's artists. Since their debut, NewJeans was frequently referred to as the younger sibling group of BTS, per Hee-jin's request. The plaintiff's side then added on, the requests forwarded by the members of NewJeans cannot justify the unilateral termination of their exclusive contracts. In short, the defendants, NewJeans, are merely arguing, HYBE does not like us, citing this as a valid reason for the termination of their contracts. They have not mentioned any of the common issues typically considered valid reasons for contractual terminations by artists, such as unfair treatment, unfulfilled payments, or restrictions on promotions. Simply claiming that they have lost trust in the company cannot be a legally acceptable reason for the termination of an exclusive contract. Next, representatives of NJZ pleaded their case. From 2023 through 2024, the defendants were involved in a number of controversial issues caused by HYBE labels, including biased media play, laying out a new game board after discarding NewJeans, ILIT's plagiarism controversy, conflict with the video production team Dolphiners Films, and more. The defendants' side began, no other artists under HYBE labels experienced any kind of treatment resembling the above. NJZ's side further claimed the defendants experienced discrimination even before their debut. Producer Hee-jin was brought on after being promised that NJZ would debut bearing the title of HYBE's first girl group. However, the group's debut was then pushed back, and LE SSERAFIM debuted first. The girl group's side also revealed another example of discrimination involved member Hee-jin, who was selected as an ambassador for a luxury brand shortly after debut. However, not long afterward, the brand chose to sign an ambassador contract with LE SSERAFIM. Upon requesting a clarification, the brand apologized, explaining that HYBE had contacted the brand first. Representatives of NJZ further brought up the plagiarism issue between the group and ILIT. HYBE attempted to replace the defendants with ILIT. During this process, HYBE copied the NJZ's debut plan proposal. An employee of HYBE even admitted to this. Every aspect of ILIT's creative branding, from the team's structure to their styling and even their choreography, resembles NJZ. The fans were the first to point this out. then, when Hee-jin requested an explanation, she was instead hit with a high-degree audit and a lawsuit, the defendant's side stated. During the session, they mentioned the Jeju airplane crash of last year. At the time, the members tried to wear memorial ribbons on stage in Japan, but Hybe blocked them, saying that it might cause an issue with the Japanese broadcasting station. However, after confirming with the Japanese broadcast station, they revealed there was no problem at all. Eventually, Hanni quickly made ribbons before going on stage. They later saw that other Hybe artists were wearing memorial ribbons. Afterward, we saw other artists from Hybe wearing memorial ribbons. If the debtors had listened to the creditors, we would have been a target of criticism. This is evidence that the creditors are damaging the debtors' reputation behind their backs. Regarding the Louis Vuitton ambassadorship, ADOR's legal representative argued that Lou Seraphim was chosen as ambassador naturally through a friendly relationship after the group attended the brand's fashion show. CEO Min is unilaterally claiming that the contract between Source Music artists and the luxury brand was facilitated by utilizing the network discovered during the NewJeans members' ambassador contract process, and that ADOR should have obtained prior consent. However, the contract between the brand and Source Music was formed naturally through a friendly relationship that developed after the artist attended the brand's fashion show. They also brought up BTS in the counterargument, reasoning that the group was the first global ambassador for the brand, but ADOR never sought Big Hit Music's consent before signing with Louis Vuitton. Additionally, before NewJeans Hee-jin signed as a global ambassador, BTS's J-Hope had already signed with the brand, and prior to that, BTS as a group was the first in the world to work as global ambassadors for the brand. Following the same logic, ADOR should have also obtained consent from Big Hit Music, J-Hope/BTS, who had previously signed ambassador contracts with the brand before ADOR. As well, ADOR talked about NJZ claims that they were not allowed to wear memorial ribbons. We would like to clarify, as misinformation regarding the mourning ribbon is spreading. There is no reason for the company to prevent artists from wearing a mourning ribbon. At the time, Hybe was conducting a comprehensive review not only for NewJeans but also for all label artists regarding the wearing of mourning ribbons and the manner in which they would be worn. Considering the different broadcasting conditions in Japan compared to Korea, we informed each label that prior coordination with the broadcasting stations was necessary. Additionally, we coordinated with the broadcasters in advance regarding subtitles and MC comments, explaining the reason for wearing the mourning ribbon. During this process, all artists expressed their intention to wear the ribbon, and we also intended to provide the same ribbon to NewJeans. However, as they expressed their desire to wear the ribbon they had prepared themselves, we respected their decision, and it was finalized accordingly. Previously, Hanni claimed that she had experienced discrimination from ILIT's manager. Known as the Ignore Her incident, the event supposedly occurred on May 27, 2024, when Hanni encountered several ILIT members at the Hybe label's building. According to Hanni, ILIT's manager told the group members to ignore her just before crossing paths. The NJZ member then went on to problematize the incident as workplace harassment, even appearing as a witness at a National Assembly audit session to speak on the issue in October of last year. To refute Hanni's claims, ADOR's side presented CCTV footage recorded at the Hybe building as new evidence. Upon the hearing's conclusion, the label also distributed the footage to the press, arguing, "We have confirmed that 3 ILIT members bowed 90 degrees to Hanni in the hallway." In addition to the CCTV footage, the label also revealed KakaoTalk messages exchanged between Hanni and former ADOR CEO Hee-jin last year. According to ADOR, the messages proved that Hanni initially did not wish for the issue to become a big deal and that it was Hee-jin who blew the matter up. Hanni: "I was in the 4th floor hallway, practicing by the elevator room." Hanni: "From there, 3 ILIT members and a manager came out, so I greeted them." Hanni: "All 4 of them went into the styling room, and I stayed in the hallway." Hanni: "It was almost time to leave, so Hanni. But then, about 5 to 10 minutes later, the 4 of them came out of the styling room. I heard them opening the door, and then the manager with them. I heard them say just ignore her and walk past her, Hanni. I can't remember if those were the exact words, but that was the general message, Hanni. And then when they walked past me, the manager literally did not look at me. One of the members seemed unsure what to do and kept looking at the manager, responding, yes, yes. Hee-jin. At what point did you notice something off, Hanni? When the manager said to ignore her, Hee-jin. Ignore her, Hee-jin. That, Hanni. It was just like, there's no need to go that far, Hanni. But when I heard the manager say that, it really got to me personally, Hee-jin. They said that loud enough for you to hear it, Hee-jin. Did all 4 of them ignore you, Hanni? Yes. They said it while coming out from the door. Hee-jin. Did the illit members ignore you, Hee-jin? When you greeted them, Hee-jin. The manager told them to not respond to your greeting, Hanni. One member kind of half bowed and avoided my eyes, and the last member did bow, but they seemed anxious. Hanni, in response to the manager told them to not respond to your greeting? I'm not sure. I definitely bowed to them. Hanni. See, I totally understand why the girls would be uncomfortable and awkward when they see us because there's been so much rivalry between our teams in the media and inside the company, so I fully get that. I wouldn't say I felt offended. Honestly, more baffled. It once again reminded me, wow, we are really in a company with these nice people. But I'm not even bothered by them. If you're worried that this is bothering me, no need to worry. Also, during the hearing, ADOR's legal representatives argued that there were no valid reasons for terminating the contract, stating, the essential obligations of an exclusive contract are to provide opportunities for entertainment activities and to settle profits. ADOR has fulfilled these obligations, which is why NewJeans has become a global star. Each member has received a settlement of 5 billion KRW, about $3.75 million. NewJeans is a group that HYBE has invested a substantial 210 billion KRW, about $158.55 million, into, and no company would act foolishly by discriminating against or undermining such a group. NewJeans' claims are contrary to objective facts, relying mostly on speculation and assumptions. You cannot terminate an exclusive contract based on mere conjecture. The agency further pointed out that NewJeans' actions surrounding the contract termination notice were irrelevant and demonstrated that there was no legitimate reason to end the contract. This injunction is part of ADOR's broader legal strategy to confirm the validity of the exclusive contract, which is set to last until July 31, 2029. The agency also seeks to prevent the NewJeans members from signing advertising contracts or engaging in related activities without ADOR's consent. At the end of the proceedings, the members took the opportunity to voice their grievances. Heron said, I felt powerless seeing ADOR take no action against HYBE and other labels that undermined our achievements and tarnished our image. She continued, we signed a contract with ADOR expecting protection, but they repeatedly told us, we're sorry, but we can't do anything, because they didn't want to conflict with HYBE or other labels. Then Danielle talked. When the issue first arose, we were preparing for a comeback. With the comeback so close, I was overwhelmed with stress and worry. I couldn't even focus on practice because I was so anxious and had no way to contact former CEO Hee-jin. I just held on, thinking about our fans every day, she emphasized. I really want to work with former CEO Hee-jin. Hee-jin broke down in tears as she spoke about the bond with former CEO Min. No one cares for each member as sincerely as former CEO Hee-jin. The future we dreamed of and prepared for together was taken away without justification. As an idol and as a person, I feel lost and hopeless about what lies ahead. Hanni drew attention by suggesting that ADOR and HYBE's actions, including lawsuits against former CEO Min and the injunction against NJZ, were driven by fear of our potential. Min-ji, who endured a relatively long trainee period, shared her disappointment. I extended my trainee period by a year for HYBE's debut evaluation. I thought it was my last chance, but then I heard members from another group were being brought in. It was devastating to see my debut fall apart like that. As the court prepared to conclude the hearing, Danielle raised her hand to make a final statement. If we return to ADOR, we won't receive any protection. I'm 21 now, and I don't want to go through another 5 years like this. No matter the outcome, I don't want to stay with ADOR, she said, tears streaming down her face. Then the court has requested both ADOR and NJZ to submit additional evidence by March 14th. Following the end of the first round of interrogations, videos were shared of Hanni seemingly seen laughing as she leaves. The video was posted on Reddit and sparked major criticism. In the comments, netizens were furious at Hanni, with many pointing out that it all seemed funny except if you looked at the impact the case had on the junior groups, especially Illit, along with senior group LE SSERAFIM. Many were disappointed at her unprofessional behavior considering how serious the court appearance was. Oh, so funny you lied about an incident that got your juniors bullied for almost a year and some BS claim they copied you over stan tweet level issue. The apple didn't fall far from the tree. Smiling like this after throwing 2GG under the bus for nothing? Then Hanni publicly called out Hybe and ADOR for allegedly twisting her words on Instagram. How can you take one part of a conversation and shift the meaning of it to benefit your point of view when I was the one that wrote that message? Whilst you present yourself as a company that wants the best for us. Please stop tormenting me, ADOR and Hybe. I have a lot to say, but I've been holding back simply because I don't see the need to escalate this issue any bigger than it already is. But if you think you have the audacity to make even more false assumptions about us than you already have, then I won't stay quiet. As well, on the same day LE SSERAFIM's company Source Music hits back at the claims belatedly. We would like to clarify and address some of the claims made today regarding our company and our artists that are not based on facts. LE SSERAFIM did not receive any special privileges or unfair advantages in the process of being selected as brand ambassadors for a specific brand. Their connection with the brand began in April 2022 when Sakura signed a contract with the brand. The collaboration was mutually satisfactory, and through discussions with the brand's Japanese office, the possibility of expanding the partnership to the entire team as ambassadors was considered. This was pursued and successfully established independently, without any relation to other artists. This can be fully substantiated with objective evidence, and we are prepared to provide clarification whenever legally necessary. Additionally, the claims regarding the debut timeline and process of the group NewJeans are also significantly different from the objective facts. Our company has provided full support for the NewJeans members in their debut preparations, regardless of circumstances. However, despite this, former CEO Hee-jin spread false information during a press conference in April of last year. To rectify these false claims, we filed a damages lawsuit against her in July, and the case is currently ongoing. We deeply regret that these unilateral claims were made without even minimal efforts to verify the facts, and we expect that the legal process will correct these baseless allegations. Bringing up an artist's real name based on unverified and inaccurate information is an irresponsible and serious act that should never be done to any artist. Such one-sided claims not only subject fellow artists to criticism but also spread misinformation to fans and the public, creating an environment where baseless and inaccurate claims circulate. Our company takes this situation very seriously and will take all necessary legal measures to rectify these claims. Thank you. Oh wow, it's so messy, and we will know the verdict only in 2029. By that time we will not care and many will forget about this and the girls. But what are your thoughts? Thank you for watching and see you next time.